Morning, morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Bread for Soul Convos with myself, Sir LSG. And on today's, thank you for watching. Firstly, I just want to say to people who have been watching this religiously, thank you so much. But also a big thank you to those who have just joined the show. I hope that you guys will be tuning in every morning, 9 a.m. As I chat to different artists, different people who do the various things within the music industry. And secondly, something else that I wanted to mention is a text that I got on Instagram from a guy in Namibia, and he was saying, "Thank you so much. Today I was going through your Instagram profile, and I saw some videos, and they inspired me to continue with my music. I was down and depressed, and honestly, you gave me hope. Thank you. Blessed weekend ahead." A guy called Mbezi from Namibia. So it's things like that, that really move me so much because it just says that this show has purpose and it is impacting other people's lives, positively. And I couldn't ask for anything else. If I could get that, then I'm done. But anyway, on to this morning's show with one of the busiest people I know in terms of producers, Chima Music. This guy does remixes, he does his own work, he does a lot of collaborations, and he also does mixing and mastering for a lot of other people. So yeah, man, welcome to the show, Colin.
Lesero, how are you?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
No, I'm good, man.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Just looking at you, I remember myself gore kana mona nkile ka tshwara body e tshwanang le gada mane ne ke kuka ditshipi ne ke le sengaka le nna mfethu one day
Ah,
yao chai.
and I just agree, man. Hey, this lockdown is everyone suddenly steady.
Yeah, no, but it's good to see
Yeah.
you looking good, my man.
That's,
Firstly, ke batla fela gore thank you. Firstly, like thank you for joining me this morning.
yeah.
Sure, bro.
Thank you for the invitation.
Sure. I want to start at the beginning, like just with regards to your early influences.
Yeah.
Ke batla o ntjhaele gore, you seem like a church guy. Did you start playing music from church?
Yeah, my man. That's where it started, eh?
I go bona gore ke bua le moruti mo. Yeah,
Yeah,
as well.
I'm finished Kaneti.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
How did it start? Like, was it what was happening? How did you get into music?
Now, it all started in year 2000. I remember I always wanted to learn how to play the keys, piano, because that's, Kokere Games. When they say hallelujah, there has to be that guy. So I wanted to be that guy. I thought it was cool. For some reason, I saw it as something that, wow, that's really interesting. I'd like to learn how to play that. That was in year 2000. And there was a brother at their church who used to play. So I would go and just learn by seeing what he's doing. So I think there was a time where he gave me about 3 days of his time and would go and he'll show me something from there. Fortunately, my father he was still alive, he bought me a small toy keyboard. So I learned, and then as I travel, going to different places, fortunately, universe sometimes it connects you to the right people.
Mm.
I got to meet other people who are playing, and then I'll just sit there in the background with my white shoes and my orange shirt and my my kick and bubbles as a Mzalani boy, looking
Aish.
at how they're playing, and then later when the church is out, when everyone is going to eat, I go and play. I don't eat. So that's how it all started, man. It was just an interesting journey.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But then, how did you go from being a church boy to now being that guy who was on the cover of Lost in Words, where you are sitting like this? I wanna show people. I wanna show people
that's
the
all.
Yeah. How
That's
did you
all
get into
happened
that?
when I moved to Joburg. I remember I went to upgrade my mathematics and science in Joburg. It was in year 2008. And then when I came to Josie, that's when I realized that house is really big. Because where I come from, house music, soulful house, deep house is not really big there. We used to listen to it on compilation, and it was just maybe me and two guys in my hood, and we'll be like those boring boys, everyone playing wedding music, like they're cool, they're there. That's where I come from. So when I came to Joburg, that's where I met now guys from different places, and I realized, oh damn, this house thing is really big. And because I had a little bit of gospel and jazz background on my case, I was like, damn, this I can actually do because it's got more like the elements, the musical elements that I love. And that's how I started meeting house music. And I remember times of your compilations, my man, compilations.
Yeah.
God, Terence, Vini Da Vinci, Crystals, back in those times when they used to compile records by Morocco and John DiCeda. And I used to know these guys by names, but I was this, you know, young boy.
Yeah.
And nothing I used to understand what really house meant for me. But then it's only now that I understand that, oh, I was meant to be part of this movement.
Yeah, bruh,
Yeah.
that's inspiring to learn. But also, I wanna ask you, before we talk about the music. Actually, before, there's something that I
Yeah.
have here. A question. I'm gonna find it just now. Jeez, this guy. How did I miss it? Anyway, there's a question of the day that I have. I'll actually post it later. But before, let me skip the question of the day and jump to this. Before you actually pursue, or while you were pursuing music back then, um, you were also studying, or did you study your chemistry qualification while you were doing music, or what came first?
What came first? Music has been always there in the background. And then as I was studying, that's when now I really started producing. And then studying came first. And then after school, when I'm stressed, after mathematics showed me flames, I'll go to my half room and play with my creatives and a keyboard. And that's how production came about.
Cool. And then what did just so that people can know, what did you study with regards to chemistry? Una le qualification hearing, and I wanna know, did you work? Did you actually use the qualification?
Never. I studied analytical chemistry. And then while I was in it, I was never really happy, man. Like it was just chemical. There's something called pipetting there, where you check if a certain level of chemical is there, chemical content, and I was just never happy because I found myself more than anything still consuming music after school, and that's when I'll be happy. So that didn't get it out of it to Tabasco, because now you're getting to have fun at home than at school. And then in the process, fortunately, that's when now I also decided to study media at Boston College because that's where I saw most guys that I looked up to, the ones that went to study about it, they went to Boston. I was like, oh, damn, let me jump on it and see what they can. That's when I studied media and specialized in radio marketing, advertising,
Yeah.
and PR. Yeah.
Okay. Cool, man. And then I wanna talk about some of the people who opened doors for you, um, while you were getting into the industry, especially as a producer.
Hmm. I remember, man. Back then and even now it's still a big thing to hear your song on radio and then by then it was big to see your song being compiled on a CD.
Mm.
You understand?
Mm.
So I remember the first person who compiled my song was DJ Terence,
Mm.
and then the likes of Vinny Da Vinci, Christos. There was Urban Beat then, my man. If your song was played there, you're like the highlights of your life. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
So I would send music to them and they played it there. So I would say the Urban Beat, come to think of it. Also, the likes of Soul Candy.
Mm.
And then also, I remember Tim White is the one who made the collaboration with Kano happen
Mm.
for We Are to Be. So I won't forget that old man.
Mm.
And also DJ Claude, that World is Good combo.
Mm.
It was compiled on his album. It's quite many things. Also, I remember there was Hit Refresh, man. I used to come there many times back then and just playing there, seeing yourself on TV, home, saying they're watching you. My man, it's like just those moments that that you never forget. Even today, you remember. Oh, literally, this journey has just been filled with lots of memories that to date I never take for granted.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And well, like I wanna actually, this question I'll save it for later. Let me get into the question of the day. So to everybody who's watching, this is our question of the day. Which gig or event do you miss the most? And if you could tell us why, what do you miss about that gig? Which gig or event do you miss the most? I mean, remote lockdown, it's been tough for DJs. I want to ask you just quickly before we carry on with the lockdown and COVID-19 and the whole situation. How have you been managing financially?
Fortunately, I've been managing because I
Sorry.
chose to live a very simple life myself. I don't put myself under pressure. So uh, there are other things small things that I do outside of the entertainment industry, very small, but then and in times like this, they do make a difference in my life. Also, the whole thing of doing the mixing and mastering at my own studio for other guys, it also keeps me just sane. As much as I miss going out, and when it comes to the event that I miss, hey, there's this event that I once played at 5 in the morning, the 60s in Mafikeng, back in the days.
Yeah.
I remember that event. And also the times of House 22 when I used to do birthday events there. It
Mm,
was around here, yeah, 2014.
mm,
Those were the craziest times of house music. House music was really there. I remember times of, oh man, so many memories, 2013, 14. 12, 13, 14, house music was really there. House
yeah.
music was really there. So I miss those years in a way. Even
Yeah.
though now I see again, during this lockdown, I see people are going back to the music
Yeah.
that we used to jam to back in the days. So I'm in a happy place. And as when it comes to financial, yeah, I miss those notifications, every week. Every
Yeah.
week, but fortunately, because most of the things, so far, I don't have any pressure. I'm surviving very well
Yeah.
and I can survive for some time like this.
Nah, that's good.
But
That's
then,
good to hear, bro. That's good to hear.
open.
Tell me, okay. I want to get into your. Before we get into your stuff, Let's Soul Candy and what you've done, Neko Soul Candy. There's a voice note that I want to play for you, and then we'll carry on with the chat.
All right, sure.
Hey, bro. It's Punk Mbezi. And for me, man, working with Chama Music has just been a delightful experience, man, an honor. And yeah, it's been just amazing for me. Um, I've known him for quite some time, for a few years, and he's such a genuine person and like very, very rare to find people like that in the industry. Has a good heart and um, it took some time for us to work together since we've known each other. And one of the few people in the industry, I'd say I developed friendships with, So over the years, we just developed this friendship, became friends, and started working on our first project together last year. So with a song I did with um, Brendan Praise, him, and the couple. So it was on my EP. Then, yeah, we did it at Chama Studio. Actually, we started the project at Chama Studio, went there. It was seamless, man. The whole process was seamless because I remember we were just goofing around, and he's very musical. You can even hear it in his music. He's very musical, and as we were working, like ideas just kept flowing, and he kept wanting to lay something down, and we worked on the project, and he even mastered my EP, and which is amazing. But yeah, man, someone like Chama Music is a rare gem in the industry, and it has been an honor, working with someone like that because, yeah, like I said, you don't find people with that work ethic, who are down to earth and just want to push. So yeah.
Cool. That was Punk Mbezi. Yeah, man. It seems like Luna, you guys call him Popo. Lenale, this brotherhood that's happening. Like we've done work with Punk, Da Capo. You are on the same album with Punk and Brazo, but it goes more. There's more people like that. So Lubo, Funk Deep Star. What is it about guys from Limpopo and having this sense of brotherhood and supporting one another?
Wow. Actually, I wasn't even aware of it, but then for some reason, I think, man, it's all about what is it about. Maybe it's just because sometimes, when like now when we speak to some people, we speak different languages. So sometimes you miss having those people around you who remind you of home. And then we can also have pub and meat and some Limpopo meals. But other than that, I think one thing I realized about the guys from back home, because you came in, if you meet someone who comes from South Africa, you meet them in America, even if you've never spoken to them, next thing you're gonna be smiling at them as if you know this person for a long time. So I also think it has to do with that, and also just the spirit. People who when you just want to see other people making it, me myself, I know I'm that person who I'll let someone thrive right in front of me and tell them, bruh, push, push,
Yeah,
push, push.
sure.
As if I'm not even there. To an extent where I can even make a song for some people and it's like I'm not even there. I like it when I see other people making it because I know eventually if you're meant to be there, you're meant to be there. So I don't have that thing out one man must not do the no. It's just all about how I think also it has to do with how most of us were raised because in Limpopo there's lots of basically, I come from rural areas, humble beginnings. You see your neighbor struggling so much and nothing much going on. The only thing that's there is a mine, and a town is like 40 minutes away from your village. So that struggling thing, how we learn to play with bricks and marbles, it instills some sense of unity amongst any person that you meet. That's why I think most of the guys that I know that come from home, they're all very kind men. I don't remember seeing anyone in a beef somewhere on Twitter fighting with people, telling them what they have or what they don't have. So I think it has to do with the sense of or the way that we've been raised and the things that we've went through.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love that so much, brother. But I do love even like how bona so later event to house 22 ne. I love seeing that most of the people at that event will be people from Limpopo, and not only
Yeah.
like Bavenda or when there'll be people from Seshego, there'll be people from everywhere. As long as they know about the event and they're around Pretoria, they will make sure that they support one of their own. And I think it's something that we could all learn from that, like wherever you come from. If like if I'm doing something in Johannesburg and in Johannesburg, which they should be the first ones to be supportive, like
Yes.
but anyway, yeah, let me not get too political about that.
Especially in a strange city.
Yeah, definitely,
I know
definitely.
many people from Mafikeng who support me since they're my homies, man. Mafikeng people there's a lot of kind people there that I know that I can even mention by name to a lot of them.
Sure.
People are like brothers. Yeah.
Sure. I want to talk about your albums. Like, you've done 3 albums, if I include the Selector series, yeah, Soul Candy, that you were on, and then you did Gift of Sound, and you also did After the Storm, right? Um, w-
And South Africa sessions.
oh, you also had a House Africa sessions. Hey, Marwa, Spana, Joe. Like, okay, I wanna know from you though. Like, when you're going
Yeah.
into doing an album, do you ever? Well, let me ask you first. This first. Are you always happy with the your projects, or are you always going back and thinking, I could have done this better, or next time I want to do this? Is it always a thing, or how fast you are done, you don't really look at it again?
Uh, yeah, in a way, I do look at it, but then it takes me time because I'm a slow listener. That's why some songs that I make, I'll make them and then I'll listen to them after some years. Like yesterday, I was just sitting and I decided to play Where to Be. And just sit down as if I'm watching a movie and try to understand how did I come up with the sound, how did the song come about, the bass line, everything. And then I realized that okay, more than anything, as producers, it comes from a higher power, man. I feel like it comes from a higher power. It doesn't really come from our own intuition.
Yes,
I
yes.
feel like it's the spirit that gets into you and tell you to what to press and what not to press and what to edit, what to cut, and I feel like that's how it is. Because some of the songs that when I listen to, I never sit down and write score down and be like, this note if it combines with this, gonna make sense. Even when it comes to selection of sound, that's what I do everything by ear myself. I don't read anything. I do everything by what my ear says. Cool, I go with it. So I don't know how I came up with the albums, even after the storm, even East of Sound. It just happened, bro.
Mm.
It just happens. I feel like something just comes to say album, and then boom,
Yeah.
done. And I don't even struggle and sit. I might take a year to make an album or 2 years, but I don't remember struggling saying I'm planning an album. I'll just be making songs and putting them aside.
Yeah.
And then next thing I'm like, damn, I have an album, you know?
I hear you. I hear you. I
When
guess.
you find out I have only maybe, I feel like, okay, maybe I can add just two collaborations to make sure that it's got variety of sound and taste. And then it's done. I never sit down and say, track number one,
I hear you. I hear you.
first, and then track number two. Yeah,
Yeah. But tell me then, with regards to your own music, uh,
yeah,
do you ever have pressure? Yeah, yeah, yeah. For example, when you're thinking about a song like "We Are to Be" featuring Kalo, and a
yeah,
song like the one with you did with Rona Ray and DJ Claude, like those
yeah,
were really really big songs, you know. And you've had
yeah,
other songs, but I think those two
mm,
were like really massive in terms of radio play. You know, they had
yeah,
vocals on them. They were sing-alongs as well. Do you
yeah.
ever feel pressure of wanting to do or wanting to achieve the same success with new music?
Pressure is always there, but not to it's to surpass the level that I've reached in my past. But another way of that, one thing that I do that makes me feel good is when I also help on someone else project and see it growing more than that. Because
Mm.
when I see someone doing better than me, I feel like, and I'm also part of that. I feel like, yes, I feel like it's our win.
Yeah,
Just as
yeah.
much as soulful house music in South Africa, it's a niche market.
Mm.
Also deep house. So when I see like Lesego saying Lesego is nominated for what, it's our win, bro. It's our win. It's like, wow, we're so small. It's like we're a family. I mean, now literally I can call every soulful house producer here. I know all of them,
Mm.
especially the ones who are in the game and have been doing for some time. I know everyone. It's like we are very small and we are united.
Mm.
So the pressure is there, but it's there to make me do better.
Mm.
It's not the pressure that makes me feel like it's that one that says yes,
Yeah.
keep it up. Just like when you're tired and someone comes behind you saying you can do
Mm.
this.
Mm. Mm.
Exactly. That's my kind of pressure.
I hear you. I hear you, man. And talking
Yeah,
about like working with a lot of other artists or being part of a lot of projects with other artists. I
yeah,
mean, like you've collaborated with Blake Motion, Sculptured
yeah,
Music, DJ Tira,
yeah,
Kai, someone Da Capo, you know. But I wanna know,
yeah.
like, from you, with regards to collaborations, who else are you looking forward to working with in the future?
Uh, uh, there's a guy called Sir LSG from speaking. Yeah, there's something that we spoke about that's due to happen.
That's the right
Uh,
answer.
so I've got my guy John London. There's a special project that we're working on. Like when it comes to big names, I feel like I've worked with almost everyone that I dreamt of
Mm.
working with. The likes of Rocco, Louis Vega, Monique Bingham. Oh, there's also Portia Monique.
Mm.
I really like what her work vocally. So I'd like to jump on a song with
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm very content with who I am, and now I'm just saying, okay, God, what's next?
Yeah.
What's the next thing that I can do that can be different?
Yeah. But I mean, one of
Yeah.
the things
So
that are,
my plan is to go the live band route where there's a live band playing like a song from the drum to the piano and
yeah,
someone singing. That's my next plan.
sure, sure. I think you and I
Yeah.
have the same plans, but we can do it. Let's the more the
It's,
merrier,
po-
definitely.
it's possible.
Ne ke batla hore, one of the people that the projects that are on the pipeline for you, with Monique Bingham. I mean, she was on the show, and she just mentioned how amazing Chima music is. He was like, he's such a darling, he's such a old
Wow.
soul, you know, like she spoke so well of you, man. But I wanna know, just when you've got to work with people like Monique Bingham and do remixes for people like Louis Vega, for example, like what does that do to you? Like, does that always affirm gore no yaanong ke fitlhile, or is it just another sign of the work paying off?
For me, when I work with people that I look forward to working with more than anything, I see I see a journey, you know,
Mm.
because I work with them. at a very young age. I remember when I did the Vegas remix, I was like 26, 27.
Mm.
I was like, damn, so what if I'm gonna live for maybe 60 years? So it means I still have more time to do something else, you know? More
Mm.
than anything, it's part of something that just inspires me and say, keep going, son, you are doing good.
Mm.
Keep going, you're doing good. Keep learning, because I learn every day by listening to anyone's song. Any song I can listen to them like, wow, even the other guys that are still underground, I listen to them and actually text them and tell them, you guys are doing great. I'm inspired because I believe you are never too young to teach and you are never too old to learn.
Mm.
And when I say old, I might be talking about old as in the music industry because now I think I've been doing this nationally for about over 9 years now.
Mm.
So there's a boy who might pop in the industry and then next thing they drop a song tomorrow.
Mm.
And then I contact them, bro. This is a nice song. Please don't stop. You know, that's
Mm.
that thing. Don't stop. Because now, even I feel like at some stage I needed that.
Mm.
But I never really got it because you understand I'm from a village. People there didn't care about what I do. So I
Mm.
feel like if I had that thing, don't stop. What do you
Mm.
need? What can we do to make it better? What can that
Mm.
there's never that support, but somehow it just happens. God just brings some grace. Then the next thing you find yourself with a studio equipment.
Mm.
You find yourself with a software. You find yourself with a something like that.
Yeah, and what some other things that God has done, man, like it's put people like you in positions where you are able now inspire other people. You know, like so. How about Wahobona and Fetotwa, Begasford, people who are from there, who are from similar areas around the country. Like our country, like Renale, a lot of rural towns and rural areas. You know, so to see somebody doing well from your town or from a similar area as you, it's something else, you know, and it just says you can also do it, you know. So one thing that I wanted to get into, Kanamona, you are a summer award, not a summer, you are a Metro FM award winning artist for Gift of Sound. How was it Kodi awarding, and like what was the experience like for you?
Yeah, man. When I remember that day, yo. Uh, and also the people that I was up against were like the giants of the game, brother. I remember I can't mention their names, but they were the guys who were like, dressed by, and I'm just there. I went to buy a simple jacket, and I remember I was supported by I've got brothers that supported me a lot. PMM, to this day I still remind him. Also, there was a guy called Big Ken. You remember him?
Yes, yes, yes.
And I've got my boy Edmond the Ed, you know him, man. Like I had so many people who were just supporting me. But that day it was just I didn't know what to say. When it happened, I was how old? I was like 25 years old. Next thing I'm called on that stage, and first you coming to think of it, our genre is it's hardly ever recognized at those big awards. But this time it was the first time, and I remember that night it's me who won, also Vinny Da Vinci, also Nasty Ned.
Nasty
That
Ned.
night, yeah, Deep and Soulful House were very well represented.
Mm. Mm.
We did our thing there. So I can't forget that day, even today. But I feel like one thing that makes me feel good today is that it's still possible. We can still do this and go even further. That
Yeah.
was just a little bit of a taste. Yeah, which okay, this thing can work. So now it just needs some brains and some powers and some way of making our industry better to make sure that it reaches the right people at the right time and people stop overlooking the deep houses if it's a better get peanuts always now.
Oh my gosh. Yes, yes, such disrespect. Oh damn. Yeah, ne, ke a utlwa Fethu, ke a utlwa. But one of the things ne ke batla go bua le wena ka tsone ne is actually
Yeah.
there's this pic and ke batla go romella yone on your WhatsApp regarding awards, because I remember so after winning an award like a Metro FM award ne, and then Obokria calls for option ya disama. Like when I mean by option, like let me explain to people like what happens with regards to summers ne. So before people are actually nominated, there's a pool of artists. Like you send your songs, you send your music there, or no, you want your music to be featured or to be considered for a summer award. for different categories. So patela chelete for every category that you wanna be part of, and then from there, what takes place is that there are people. There's a panel of people by Nahore. They look at everybody who submitted, and then we decide that okay, on this day we're gonna have a launch. Yeah, this summer. At the launch at this summer, then that's where we're gonna announce all the nominees, right? And you and I were some of the, well, we submitted. We are not nominated. We
Of the
submit.
hopeful.
We were the hopefuls.
Yeah.
We were really hoping to be nominated, right? But ke batla ho botsa about after winning a Metro FM award like that, and it was a good thing. It was a win for deep house music, a win for soulful house music too. But ke batla ho botsa about and not being considered for an award like the Summers, because now when I listen to our albums, like in 2017 especially, my album Moving Circles, your album with After the Storm, at least some of those albums in 2017, I think the rhythm sessions were releasing as well. Some of them could have
Yeah.
been summer nominated album, at least nominated award. How does it feel?
Yeah.
Does it say, does it make anything, does it make you feel anyhow not being nominated after winning a Metro?
No, more than anything, the thing is, I understood when I started making music that I'm not making it for the awards, you know. And the other thing I knew that the genre that I'm currently busy with, it's that's why some of them they call it expensive music, you know. So when a shop is expensive, you don't just find anyone inside the shop. So imagine when they nominate. Also, it's people who nominate. Do we who choose the nominees? Do we even know what criteria they go to? Maybe they look at the numbers.
Mm.
They don't care how nice your song is. Because if you analyze, normally when they say a song is song of the year, people who studied music, it's hardly ever someone who went to school for music or who knows music. So, or who knows even how to write, score, or something, you know?
Sure.
So we know when we say there's music and there's the business behind it ends up changing what the whole music is all about.
Sure.
It's not about numbers, about what's trending on social media,
Mm.
and any other thing. No matter how dope it is, as long as it was not number one on Twitter and people are not talking about it, I make a lie.
Yeah.
So in a way, when we are not nominated, no, I knew. Not like I can say I knew I wasn't gonna be nominated, but that night especially, the thing is, I was just I was happy, yeah, man. I was just simple happy, and I knew that especially summer awards, I've never seen a soulful or deep house song winning anything there.
Yeah.
So there was no expectation at all. But
Yeah.
anything, it was for me to socialize, meet my brothers, meet my sisters, and eat.
Eat the free food. I remember we were there, but I was not expecting anything, and you can tell. There's a picture that I just sent to you now of me and you. Do you see that picture? Let me show to people. So I had no expectation. At least when you took an effort, you were wearing a nice blazer yana da award. Marabona di man Sir LSG was like, an award nomination. That's why you are not nominated. Dressed like that. Anyway, Petu, ke batla bua le wena about mixing for other people. Actually, before we do mix, let's just wrap the 1 year production. And talk about remixing, the remix that you did for Sculptured Music, bruh, Speak Lord. But it's a remix of the year. The year was not even over, like before COVID. Like what? No, we are done for the year.
I was hit.
Yeah.
They've got power, those guys, man.
Sure. I just wanna know, man, like a song like that. What was the inspiration doing it? And in addition, can you just play us some of the stuff that you played on that song?
Yo, Speak Lord. I produced that song, I think it was in November, October last year. That's when I did the remix. Because eventually I remember Willie sent me the original song for mixing and mastering. I worked on it, finished. And then after like 2 months or so, he said, "My man, I think I'd like you to do this remix."
Sure.
And I was like, "Okay, bring it on." And then I listened to the vocal. Oh, Speak Lord. It was like, oh, okay, this is a little bit of gospel and thing, and which is what I wanted to do. Step out, put the message out there, and about God, because I'm a church boy,
Yeah, you're
the
a
message
pastor.
about God out there, and also put the music that I fell in love with out there, which is the edition that I'm doing called the retros, the remixes that I call retros, which is basically going back to the basics. So with Speak Lord, after I produced that song, I played that song I think 10 times in the car, just sitting like this, because I could hear that no, this is absolutely not me. This ain't me. uh,
Uh,
I listened to it over and over and over and over and over. I think in 3 days I was done with the remix, and then I sent it to Willie. I told him, yo, my man, you can ask Willie. I told him immediately after I sent him the song. I was like, bro, this song you will see what's gonna happen.
mm.
And now that's what's happening, and I'm like, damn, maybe come up profit. What I offering.
Yeah, nee, I really kereke one time.
This is the synth that I played on Speak Lord. I took it from this, just that now I'm lazy to connect. I took it from my monologue, because I'm trying to learn to use some analog stuff, even though it's too expensive. But
Mm.
then I believe one day we'll get there where we're gonna have all the analog gears.
Sure.
So it was, which is my favorite part. You
Yeah.
know, it gives that vibe. Yeah, yeah. It was just like, I don't know how it came about, and the bass line. It was like the organ bass.
Sure.
I
Super
mean,
song.
sometimes you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you make a song and you look at yourself like, damn, dude, tell me. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's one of those. For me, it's one of those. It reminds me of Lost in Words, Yet to Be, and World is Good. It falls under the songs that I've done, and I was like,
Sure.
this is the song.
And we are to be, if you please don't mind, man. Just Robonse chord
We have to,
progression in another.
we have to be, we have to be.
Yes,
Is it?
yes.
And then after this, I felt like I don't want it to stay here, and that's when I changed the bass line to be different, and then it was like where it says, "When you wake up in the morning,"
Yeah.
I went like, and then,
Mm.
and then
Yeah.
just to give it a flavor, because what I used to do back then, my songs used to have two progressions in one song,
Mm.
making it even though it was for some people it was a waste of progression, because it was like two songs in one.
Yeah.
When it's two songs in one, people never hardly ever get tired of the song,
Mm.
because they listen to another song for like 3 minutes and then another song for the next 3 minutes.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was my strategy.
Yeah.
But then as time went, I realized no, I can learn to build up with just other instruments
Mm.
and breaks and. But We Have to Be is one of those that's just very close to my heart. That's why I don't want any remix.
Yeah. And you shouldn't, bruh. You shouldn't.
Yeah, there's been many remixes from even people that I prayed to work with. Uh, we had to reject. I remember rejecting someone very, very, very big with Team White,
Mm.
wanting to remix We Had to Be.
Bruh. And I'm
Yeah,
glad that you brought that up because, like, I feel the same with songs that are like
all I
All
am.
I Am, Sandcastle, Circles,
Yeah,
even. I don't want,
yeah,
I mean, Sandcastle, we did get a remix from Josh Milan, but it's like, it's fine, it's done. Once the song is out and the release is done, I'm not big on doing re releases. I think
yeah.
it's always important to kind of look ahead, and there are certain songs that don't need remixes. Just leave the damn song. Leave the damn song. O dire dipina tse dintšha. Tlhole batho- Sometimes people want to remix the biggest songs because they want to ride on the wave of the song. Not necessarily
And
that
you
they want to.
can't.
Yeah, and
You can't.
especially the biggest songs, it's almost impossible to. How you going to overcome that? You know what I mean?
You can't.
Yeah, just leave the song.
You can't. So for me, like trying to remix a song that's done. When something is done, it means it's finished. You can hear Luenor, this thing is finished. It's just like when you've been, what's that thing called? Maheu or Ingomazi, and then thereafter you still open the
Ugora box, yeah, it's
and then
a.
you still expect you'll be full out of whoring. No, you
No,
won't be
you
full
won't
from
be full.
whoring. The song has been
You
done,
already
bruh.
chow the whole thing.
Just agree and be like,
Yeah.
go to someone to speak, bruh.
Mm,
Beautiful work.
for
Just
sure.
like the song you've done with yourself with Ayanda Gia.
Sure, sure. For
Oh,
sure, man. Yeah. Let's talk about your mixing and mastering business. Because you've
yeah,
been doing a lot of that for a lot of people, you know. And what's interesting is that I see you mixing and mastering for different types of genres. So you'll do
yeah,
somebody on a piano, you'll do someone who are gom, kahi deep house, kahi, and I guess that on its own it opens up your own mind, you know, with regards to sounds. But do you ever find yourself on that ama piano right? Yeah, no.
yeah. I've done lot of lately, especially a lot of mixing and mastering for the piano guys, cause especially the ones that have started making money, cause
Yeah.
in the beginning you don't want to pay anyone for anything. So the
Mm.
ones that are really now in, they started submitting their music for mixing and mastering, and some of them I even have. I can hear a song like what's different with me. If you give me a song to do mixing and mastering, if I hear that the song is not complete, I'll tell you, brother, your song, why can't you maybe try this there, try
Mm.
this there? Or maybe your kick, I feel like your kick is this week. Can you try a different kick? I don't just say, okay, the guy has paid,
Mm.
let me do this for him, and then that's him, Muzos Bonel. No, because in a way, I feel like as a music industry, our mission is one, is to grow South African music industry to an extent where people will be like, yo, South African music, you know?
Mm.
So if our mission is one, then it means if you do something that's not right, I can easily say, no, listen, why
Mm.
do you want to change your genre? Because you've got a very special thing there. Don't
Mm.
remove that bass line, and why can't you remove that and put the normal bass that will go with the flow of your
Mm.
song? So that's
Mm.
what I do also.
Mm.
So, but for the piano guys, they know their sound. Trust me, they're
Mm.
guys who are really who put quality, like who are doing quality work now, and also the vocals are like the meaning is,
Mm.
and also the commercial house guys. Like now, I was busy doing mixing. I'm doing mixing for Heavy Case album.
Mm.
It's got almost everything in there. I was doing for Black Ocean. They've got all the drums. You know, it trains my ear in a way. I keep on changing the speakers, putting different ones so that I can reference and hear if it's really the right sound that they want. And one thing that I like so far, uh, it's working with Stay True Sounds,
Mm.
because literally every week I'm working on a Stay True Sound project.
Yeah.
The guys are very consistent and their sound is punchy,
Mm.
and man, it's just interesting to work with. Like I feel like now I'm at a happy place because I get to have the songs even before the owner of the
Yeah.
song has it. So it makes me more and more unshazamable.
More and Shazama Bulls. Yeah. Yeah. Nah. Nah.
That's not
I.
a bad word. People think unshazamable means I'm not gonna release songs. No, I'm basically saying, hey, listen to this song and maybe you'll like it in the future.
Yeah. It's
It's
gonna
not
come
like,
out
no, I
maybe in
can't
two
tell you
months.
what the song. Yeah, as people say, no, why do you always play unshazamable? So I'm like, okay, must I play Radio Top 40? Like,
But
no,
also,
because you must.
I think what you do as well is that you promote the songs before they come out, and it's such a big thing because I
Yeah,
remember, bro, like in the past, radio DJs who used to be on radio used to get the fresh cuts before they go for pressing, before they go for distribution. I mean, you know, radio would be playing that song. You first heard it from radio. Now you can go buy it after 2 months or whenever the date is. So I think it's a powerful thing that you
it's a
do.
powerful thing
Yeah.
because even some guys that most guys that I'll master for them, and if I don't play their song or talk about it, they'll be like, oh, please post a small clip on your Instagram so that I'm like, okay, this is another part of my selling. My selling is another thing, like my selling point,
Mm.
because people will look at my following,
Mm.
and they know that if I post that I'm doing a song for them, next time they release it, they'll say
Mm.
Chima played it where, or they'll post a clip where I was working on it.
Mm.
So I'm like, well, it's another thing because working with, fortunately, because I'm already in the industry, I kind of relate and I do a lot of research with the sound that's relevant at the moment.
Mm.
So and I know how a good song sounds like because I've been doing it for some time, not too long yet, but then I've been in the sound, as I told you, from year 2000, there's been sound next to me all the time.
Mm.
So I know the mistakes that we do sometimes, and I know the mistakes that can be fixed and how they can be fixed. So the whole thing of being a Shazam, it's just like giving you a fresh card before it's available for you.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
can choose to be quiet and play old songs, play classics, and the next thing will be like,
Osam
where's
Pina
new
Saka.
music?
Yeah. Wa mix wa
So
master marana the exclusive. Anyway.
I'm running exclusive.
Yeah.
No, if normally if I get a song and it's quite good, some of them they inspire me to rock a radio mix and say, hey, here's fresh stuff from the guys
Sure.
underground.
Yeah, no, definitely. I find it a powerful thing, right? It's definitely necessary. It's needed. Before we get another voice note, I wanna remind people just before we close, about the question of the day: which gig or event do you miss the most, and why? If you guys are whoever is watching, you can comment on the Sir LSG page, the Best Beats page, Hit Refresh page, Chima Music page. Your answers there, and then we'll show some of your answers towards the end, at the end of the show actually. Chima, Eric would like something else if you can another voice note, and then we can wrap up the interviews soon.
But
Yeah.
yeah, Mr. Gorky,
Arud, maybe Gumusad, maybe Arud.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Sir LSG. Edmond here, aka the Eds, and a friend of mine, our friend of mine, Inner Soul, was like, Eddie, you are the guy, man. You know literally everyone. You know the owner of this place. There was a place called House 22 back in the days. It's like you know the guy, you know the guys, you know the DJs. I mean, Chima is like your brother, man. Like you can hook up something. And I spoke to Chima. I was like, hey, guy, you know what? This is what I'm thinking. And he was like, yeah, well, why not? Let's do it. And we organized that gig in a matter of like 2 days, and it was a huge success. And yeah, from there, I think my passion for events and everything started from there. So we started working and hustling for other gigs, and we traveled a lot together. So outside of music, we still do a lot of businesses together. And he's one person who is very focused, you know, very determined to do stuff. So I remember we'd come back from House 22, you know, to his place because he was in Pretoria at that time. I was in Joburg. So we'd come back to his place, and then he'd be like, no, I've got this idea on a song. I want to do it. And yeah, and he's switch us on his laptop, I mean his computer, you know, and start doing music. So and people started like knowing him, like, okay, cool, who's this guy? I mean, he's got some dope sounds and stuff. So yeah, we started just pushing the music, pushing the event space, and he would do a lot of gigs. He'd invite us to a lot of braais. He knows even today that I love food. So every time I visit him, there's always.
Yeah, man. The brides is alone at Mona. Firstly, you guys don't invite me, and secondly, the money was Jamona. Ed.
Eddie,
Tell me about your events, bro. Like the event that's really did the relay when I add in the past. Like the event space. How is
you
it
know,
for you guys?
let me tell you how I met with Ed. I remember I studied at a school in Bekaso called St. Thomas. So Eddie was also there. I was a grade ahead of him and Kenon Soul. If you remember Kenon Soul,
Yes.
RIP,
Yeah. Yeah.
he was Kenon Soul's classmate and friend. And Edo has been one of those. Hey, Pasokodi Samfano. Nasokodi Samfano. So, and then came to Joburg. Yeah, the time I still used to be too much on my alcohol and drink really.
Mm.
Yeah, he used to come from Monash every weekend to Joburg. I mean to Pretoria. I was staying in Arcadia. Buy alcohol, we'll go out, listen to music. He loved house music. He loves, even now, he still loves house music. And then from there, after Canon Soul passed on, he was left without a friend, and especially in Pretoria, because Pretoria, no, people get distracted. And Mina, for some kind of way I managed to be able to focus because I was surrounded by also older people. So Ed, after Canon Soul passed on, and then Ed was left with no one in Pretoria. He had other friends, but they were only just friends that he would see once in a while, and he would keep in touch with me and then talk about Canon Soul, and that's how we connected. And then from there I started doing the whole thing, Yama birthdays, and then I just trusted him. I was like, Ed, okay, handle the event. Let's do this. This is how we do. This is what we do at the gate. You'll be connecting the mine. You'll be checking the security, and from there we just grew to be brothers. Now we do almost everything together. Platinum Lounge, I remember I used to push Platinum Lounge from, I think, 2017, 16, 18, and then I stopped, I think, 18, somewhere there. We're together. All the events we do together. We go to Pulukwani together. When we travel together to an extent where now, even if there's a girlfriend in the picture and she's not understanding, she'll end up hating the guy.
Actually, talking about that, I remember last year we played in PE. Yes,
Yeah.
it was in PE at the 31st, and then the owner was like, okay, I'm gonna book 4 tickets, but these guys only 4 tickets if they are coming with their girlfriends, okay? And then me, I always travel with my partner, and you were traveling with Ed, your girlfriend. But anyway, Erica was
It's good to have him around because as much as anything, he's very smart, and he's one of the guys that I know. If I say, "But Eddie, okay, what business are we pushing?" Even when I'm in absentia, he can go there and do something and say, "My man, this maybe we made R5. Out of this R5, here's 2 rand for you." He always he doesn't say, "Okay, Chima is doing other things," and then no, now it's my time. He always says, "Okay, Chima, this is how much you made. Here's your card." I don't even have to go and look at the books, how much you made. No, I trust him. It's someone that I trust with almost everything.
Yeah.
But when I'm married, I can't really trust him with my wife.
Oh yeah, I wanna ask you just before cause I wanna go at some fitness, bro. Like your journey to fitness. I mean, I remember 2017. Like I said, I used to lift weights, and you were fat, you were round, and but you change your ways. You change your ways, bro. Like I've seen you in the gym. I've seen you cycling now with those expensive bikes of yours. When I lema jitaba mikasa, the bike it's already atura. But before we go the bike, I do like a fitness. What is fitness? Being like in the fitness lifestyle, or how has it changed your life?
More than anything, there are some songs that I'll think of when I feel the pain of fitness. You understand? So, and also I had because I moved from a certain place where it was busy to where I'm staying now, where my studio is. It's less busy here, so I get to have lots of time. So when I have lots of time, the things that I do, I'll think, what can I do? And then here's my body, and here's food, and and here's Edmond with Pap. Yeah, the Limpopo brothers, they say let's braai all the time, So I was like, okay, damn. So I can try and challenge myself to change my body because that pain in a way it inspires me, and it also for the fact that it's also health. So I wanna live long. I wanna live a healthy life. So it's not been easy, but then trust me, I know you've been there. But then after lockdown, my man, let's go back. I thought you were pregnant for some reason. Last time let's go back and do this.
One thing that I'll tell you though, that I did lose some weight, so I'm not like the last time you saw me.
During the lockdown, I gained, bruh.
I shedded weight. I'm telling you. You can see me. But tell me about those bikes, man. Like, why le raka di bicycle di turanyana ba?
No, those are bicycles. And on a bicycle cheap le go ka di toy.
Mona ke bua ka di bicycle tse lona wena le majitsa ba mikasa le di dirisang tsa lona tsa.
No, that when it comes to cycling has got one of those bicycles, it's like 7 kgs. Literally, I can carry that bicycle with my finger. So, and it's also in the aerodynamics. Also, it's made of carbon fiber. So there are a lot of things that go into it. It's not just bicycle, but also the gears, the brakes. There's a lot of things involved, and besides, it's also very durable. Like my bike, I've had it for how long now? 3 years. Nothing ever broke, and now I can take it and go on the road again. I can drive almost like 60 kilometers per hour. Easy, it's light. But the heavy ones, the ones that weigh 100 kgs, those ones are for punishment. They were meant for punishment back in prison, back in the days.
The bicycle is the bicycle.
But you can still sell it back. Remember, it's like an investment.
You
can still sell
I
it back for a good price.
I hear you. Maybe you are from a poor man's perspective that I am, but
and there's also sometimes you get, if you're really riding seriously, you also get to make money. There's sponsors on board. It's painful, my man, and it chows your body, bro. You lose weight easily with a bicycle than running.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, let me ask you about cars. Oh, actually, before we speak about cars, let's talk about cars. Like, I always see pictures of you drive, different cars, and I know you've got a side hustle as well. Tell us about your side hustle and as well, man.
Now I've got 4.
You've got 4 cars.
Yeah, but then what I do remember, I had this thing that I've been doing, buying cars and selling them. That I just put on for. So there are other cars that are being fixed now. They are just sorting few stuff. So those are the only ones that I have. The others were other things, but currently I can say I have only 4 cars, and I buy and sell. If someone wants cars,
the man are only 4.
No, I get there's a car to go to gym. Now I go to it's cheaper to maintain. Now I go to Brian. And then they say, the gigging, the one that I know, I try to look at how much it will cost me. I'm a businessman.
Yeah.
I can't take a car that I trust and drive with it, go to gym, and go to a Brian, go shower, and there's another one that I know. This is cheap. I've got a bicycle, i10, Hyundai i10.
Yeah.
That's the car that I drive most of the time when I'm just around.
Yeah.
And the other 2 cars are for business. I sell them, make profit, buy another one.
Yeah.
Sell them, make profit, buy another one, and buy studio equipment with whatever profit that I get.
You can stop for a shiner. Like, we get it, bro. You've got 4 cars.
Because our music, especially the sales are not really much, so you can't. There's things that you can't really afford to get.
Yeah.
So it's always good to look outside and see what you can do. But now with cars, selling cars, I'm on a break also. Side hustle closed. So no kidding master in just trying to look out for other opportunities.
Sure.
But what better for everyone? There's no money.
Yeah. No, hey man. But Kibatla about some just talking about money there, but not necessarily chelete per se. But I really always wanna ask this question on the show about your most difficult moments and the ones that you really had to fight hard to get out of them. I know like this year Neribua privately, like you were not okay health wise, and that can be stressful to the mind as well. But I want to know, what are some of those difficult moments, or just one that really took a lot for you to get out of?
Life is a battle. Life is a battle for me. Trust me, I've been fighting, especially ever since around 2015. My life has been a battle more than anything. Physically, I've had so many things that I don't understand that were happening in my life, and which also helped me go back to God, because in a way I was a little bit out. I was like really now starting to have a very busy and very fast life. So those health things, they brought me back. So I had some pains in my body, like I would have headache literally for the whole week. That I don't understand. I'll go to a doctor, they don't know what's up with me. And then because I'm from Limpopo, people will be telling me
we check. But we check.
I'll tell you about lots of things, but more than anything, I just knew that anything that happens to me, God allows it to happen. And most of the things, if they hadn't happened, I wouldn't be where I am now, doing what I'm doing, learning to do side hustles. Because sometimes when I'm not feeling well, I can't even make music, you know.
Mm.
But then with a car, even when you're not feeling well, you can still sell a car.
Mm.
You understand? So I came up. It made me come up with other things that I can do outside of the music industry that can make me be able to go and afford my cheese scope, which is like $20.
Joe, yeah, no, how have you guys been cutting cheese cups when my hair is looking like this? We're not like a guide cheese cup. Are you cutting at home or what? Or you are doing you are doing it illegally?
I call a guy who works at the salon to come to my place.
So you are doing it illegally. You are having
No, it's not. It
it's
works.
illegal. You are having people over your place to cut
Don't
your hair.
I saw Mamelodi. There was a party this weekend over so many people. That's illegal. Now I'm just inviting my brother to come and see me because I can't be closed inside my place for almost 4 months. Next thing, the guy is also hungry out there. He needs that $50 to survive. So I'm like,
Sure.
yo, okay, I've got that thing to screen. When you enter my place, I go 36.2 degrees.
Yeah.
And then he comes and then he shakes my head. I give him something. We talk a
Sure.
little bit. I preach to him. I tell him about God. Then we start having a conversation, which is something I also do that a lot with punk.
Mm.
Talk about God and we start exchanging what we think we see. Because even this corona for me, I feel like it's time for us to reflect and
Sure.
really find ourselves. Because it's
Definitely.
been so busy, man. It's been so busy.
Definitely. Actually, talking about that, because I remember now there's a point that I wanted to make when you were talking about your own sickness. I
Yeah.
think that us as artists, being busy, being always on the go, like it kind of takes your mind and spirit out of where you should be, because like if you're always busy, you'll never be able to you don't actually have time for yourself. You only have time for work. If you're not doing remixes, you're busy clubbing, you're busy organizing gigs and this and that, and that on its
Yes.
own like can take a toll on us. And I think times like these, yes, they are terrible for us in terms of gigs, in terms of money, but it's also
Ish.
a time that we need to reflect, and really plan,
No,
you know
basically, there's no distraction. If you've got a problem now, it's you versus that problem.
you face the problem right now,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think that's another positive of this period
Yeah.
that we are in. Just in closing, let me just answer some few questions from which gig or event do people miss the most? I see Percy Lesh Mahano says Maftown 60s. Ish, yeah, ne, Maftown
Yeah,
60s.
I agree. I played there at 5 in the morning, bro. It was like the people
Hey,
were still energized.
pegged,
Yeah.
pegged, pegged. Yeah. Paul Adons says Deep Town Josie and Julian Gomes, World Without End. And then the Stanford Mautu are Deep Town Josie. Yeah, Deep Town is the vibe, eh? And End Club. Ryan Solomon says House 22 birthday party, Yaha Inno Soul. Chima played Summer Days there, and the whole event jumped. But do you remember that event?
I remember. I've got this thing of featuring one or two classics in my set, especially if I'm given enough time.
Mm.
So it's always just like it's a journey. You take people there, give them something they don't know while they're dancing, give them something they know.
Mm.
Ah, music is
Wavula,
powerful. Man. Music is
blind,
powerful.
blind. No, cool, man. Tell me, when like, what is it that you wish to see more happening with regards to within our scene?
Ah, more than anything, I think with our scene, I think we deserve some platforms where our music can be played, not just one show on radio once in a while.
Mm.
Our music has to be playlisted so
Mm.
that we can be able to do music videos. Because now, if we do a music video with our genre, even
Mm.
TV doesn't really.
Mm. Mm.
So I think people must stop chasing trends. Listen, trust your ears, trust your dopeness in here.
Mm.
Your ear is gonna tell you something is good. Listen to good music. Listen to what your ear says is good. Peer pressure aside,
Mm. Mm.
you know. So I
Yeah.
feel like our music just needs more platforms to be listened to and heard.
Yeah. But actually, having said that, I think that in addition, the conversation shouldn't end there, by saying we need more platforms. We actually need to be like, okay, what other platforms can we create for ourselves so that our music can be seen more? Because like if we ever always gonna rely on Metro FM, on Channel O, on the big media platforms where everybody's going there, everybody wants to go there, but we can create our own platforms, our own online stations, shows like these, that can live online. At least if you don't have the money to start a whole radio station, you can at least do a podcast and really push local South African house music, international too, but you can push the music within our scene so that it can grow more and more. I think that's my way of looking at things and how I would do things,
Yeah, and also the guys must get their music well mixed and mastered.
Yeah, I mean, you are the
engineer. Doesn't have to be me, someone else. Make sure that your song, don't just release lots of music. Every week is you a new song. Every week is you a new song. Give it time. Make sure that whatever you put out there is really what you will also be proud of. Don't rush. No need to rush. It's not a race.
It's not a race, definitely. And yeah, man, thank you so much for doing this, Chama, for spending time with me in the morning.
Thank you, Uncle Lesego.
Oh, I'm gonna be looking like you very soon.
Now I think I must start exercising because I haven't exercised in a long time. So you can see I'm finished. Normally when I was wearing this now
you're making fun of me. Anyway, guys, you can follow Chima Music at Chima Music on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook. The handle is the same, and let's support one another. Let's follow one another. But most importantly, I want to say thank you to everybody who's watching this, who's been watching it. Tomorrow I've got Josh Milan, the legendary Josh Milan, the singer.
A must watch.
Yeah, man, a must watch indeed. And on Friday I think we're closing with DJ Nation from DJ Nation. Another must watch. Every show is a must watch, to be honest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To you. Big up to LSG.
No, thank you. Big ups to my team. Like my partner, DJ Soul Diva. She does a lot of work on the show with me, and big up to me from Best Beats TV. Who also helps me. Yeah.
Those are all kind people, man. You're talking about only kind people.
Yeah, I only work with kind people. If you are not a kind person, forget working with me. Yeah. Anyway, to all the best for you and your future. Ne?
Thanks very much, Brother Seho. All the best to you.
Thank you, brother.
And all the other guys who are pushing and trying to make ends meet out there. Please don't stop women abuse.
Yeah, that's very important too, man. That's very important too. Like I think as guys we need to talk about it within our friends, within our own circles. If you don't know what to do, at least let's have a conversation between friends. For Raymond, and if you know your friend kind of is close, maybe your friend is not killing people yet, but you can see that onale problem ya anger, onale problem ya sniper kabonako. Those are the kind of people that need to be spoken with, and they need to be helped, because everybody can be helped. That we don't need to wait until somebody has killed someone before we actually say, I think it's something that we need to emphasize definitely within our conversations, especially as guys, as Machita. Yeah. Anyway, mfethu, sharp. Close like go charge for
thank you, my man.
Sharp. Guys, remember to stay creative. Peace out.
Yes.